Kryssy is a 460 10-wheeler type locomotive that works on the Southern United Railroad. She's very hard working and often pulls both passenger and freight trains. Kryssy is also a very friendly and kind engine and has no problem helping a friend when they're in need. The other engines often say that it's very hard not to like Kryssy. However, there was one engine who didn't. That engine was Gertrude. Gertrude works on a small railroad called the Brownsville Central. She pulls freight trains during the week, and on the weekends she takes passenger excursion trains during the spring and summer months. Whenever she sees Kryssy at Pine Junction, she'll give her dirty looks and wheeze steam at her. This makes Kryssy upset. One day, she was talking to her friend Allie about it while they were working in the coach yards in South Plainsville. "I don't understand it, Allie, or why Gertrude doesn't like me. I haven't done anything to her." "You sure she doesn't act like that toward all of the other engines?" asked Allie. "I've asked all of them. Larry, Taylor, Christian, Kevin, Andrew. She doesn't act rude towards them, even though they do say she doesn't speak much." Allie thought about it for a long moment. Maybe next time you see her, you should be extra nice to her. You could be catching her in weird moods, and that's probably why she acts that way towards you. "You know what?" said Kryssy. "You're right, Allie. I'll try next time I see her." A few days later, after spending the night with Danielle at Otisville, Kryssy was headed back to South Plainsville with a passenger train. When she stopped at Pine Station, she saw Gertrude. Gertrude was waiting for Andrew to bring some ties from the supply yards, along with some empty hoppers and gondolas for the rock quarry. Kryssy spoke. "Hello, Gertrude." Gertrude didn't say anything. She just shot an angry, dirty look at Kryssy. "It's a very nice day." Gertrude still didn't say anything. "I hope you had a wonderful day," said Kryssy. This time, Gertrude just looked away. "Well," said Kryssy, "I guess I could tell you about the time." Just then they heard Andrew's horn. Andrew was pulling into the junction with Gertrude's freight cars, and no sooner had that happened, Gertrude wheezed steam at Kryssy and then backed away toward the yard. Kryssy then puffed sadly away. She couldn't understand why Gertrude was being so rude to her. The rest of Kryssy's journey was uneventful, and she pulled into South Plainsville Station. There on the platform was Mr. Egan, Ray, and Paul. They were waiting for two of Kryssy's passengers. These passengers were Mr. Stonewall, the manager of the Brownsville Central, and the president of the Pine Rail Fan Club. Gertrude was to pull a special train over the Southern United Railroad that weekend to South Plainsville and back. They were meeting that day to discuss the final details. "Did you sell all the tickets?" Ray asked the president. "Oh, yes, we did, Ray," said the president. "We're completely sold out." "We're going to have to use some extra passenger cars," said Mr. Stonewall to Mr. Egan. But my question is," said Paul, "can Gertrude pull the train?" Mr. Stonewall thought about it. "You know what? I never thought about that." "She may need a helper engine," said Mr. Egan. "I'm pretty sure Gertrude's probably fine on flat ground, but Piscataway Hill may be a challenge with that load." He then turned to Ray. "Do you have any engines that could assist her?" Ray thought and thought and thought. Couldn't come up with someone he could spare to assist Gertrude. "What about Roger or Amber?" Paul suggested. "We don't do maintenance work on the weekends." "You know what, Paul, you're right," said Ray. Then looked at Mr. Stonewall. "You could send Roger to assist Gertrude with the train." "Well, I'll talk to Gertrude and let her decide." That evening, when Mr. Stonewall brought up the subject of having a helper to Gertrude, she was cross. "I don't need a stupid helper," said Gertrude. "On my own railroad, I climb hills with heavier loads. I think I'll be fine." "Come on, old girl," said Mr. Stonewall. "It's just a precaution." "Precaution, smuckaution," snapped Gertrude. "I don't need a helper, and you can call Egan and Ray and tell them so." Mr. Stonewall just sighed and looked down at his feet. "Very fine, Gertrude. I'll tell them." Soon Saturday came. The train was arranged, and Gertrude backed the passenger train onto the Southern United Railroad's main line. She was hoping for a bright and sunny day, but instead the day was overcast and dull. This did not leave her in the best mood. "Stupid clouds," she said. "I wish they'd go away." "Cheer up, old girl," said her driver. "At least it's not raining." "Yeah, I guess," muttered Gertrude, but she was still upset about the clouds. And as soon as all the passengers was boarded, Gertrude set off. But as Gertrude reached Piscataway Hill, it began to pour down rain. This made her very cross. Her driver was worried. "I hope we can get up the hill," he said to the fireman. "I can make it," said Gertrude. "I can make it." But she couldn't. Piscataway Hill is steep on a sunny day, but on a rainy day it could be even more difficult. And halfway up the hill, Gertrude stalled, her wheels spinning frantically. "Oh, help," she cried. "I'm slipping! I'm slipping!" Her driver didn't put the brakes on. Now what are we gonna do? There's no way we're gonna make it up the hill in this weather. Gertrude felt sad. She wished now she had accepted help. Just then she heard a loud whistle. "Wait," she said, "that sounds like..." And it was. Kryssy was puffing along the line with a caboose hop when she came upon Gertrude's train. "Gertrude," she called, "what's wrong?" "Oh," said Gertrude, "I've stalled. I can't make it up the hill. The rails are too slippery." "Well, don't worry," said Kryssy. "I'll help you." Gertrude was surprised. "You will?" "Of course I will," said Kryssy. "I can't leave you stranded here." They carefully backed the train down to the bottom of the hill. Their crews laid plenty of sand on the rails so they could get a good grip. And then with a lot of huffing and puffing, the two engines charged at the hill. The train was heavy, but with two engines, it was little to no trouble at all. And with Kryssy's help, Gertrude made it over the hill. "Thank you, Kryssy," she called back. "You're welcome," Kryssy called as they went over the top of the hill. Instead of uncoupling at the top of the hill, Kryssy stayed with the train to help Gertrude with the braking while going downhill. At South Plainsville, Gertrude and Kryssy were refueled and serviced and went to the shed to rest. "Thank you again for helping me back there," Gertrude said to Kryssy. "Oh, no problem," replied Kryssy. "But I have to ask, why have you been so rude to me?" Gertrude decided to pluck up courage. "It's because everybody likes you." Kryssy was surprised. "That's the reason?" "Yes," said Gertrude. "You're friends with literally everybody, standard and narrow gauge engines. Everybody likes you. But nobody likes me." "Well," said Kryssy sympathetically, "that's no real reason to not like somebody." "I know," sighed Gertrude, "and I am sorry for being so rude to you." "The other engines told me you barely say a word to them," said Kryssy. "Maybe if you were more open with them and a little bit more friendlier, maybe everybody would like you too." "I can be a little on the shy side," said Gertrude. "Well, you have to try to break out of that," said Kryssy, "so you can get to know the others." "I'll try," smiled Gertrude. Just then Allie backed in. She had heard the conversation as she got turned on the turntable. "I'm glad everything's okay between you two," Allie said with a smile. "Me too," smiled Gertrude. "Thank you for the advice, Kryssy." "You're welcome," said Kryssy. Roger then bustled up. "Gertrude, when your return train is ready, I will be cutting behind you to help you over Piscataway Hill, so there's not a repeat of what happened last time." Gertrude then had a thought. "Thanks, Roger, but no thanks. I don't need your help." Roger was confused. "If I don't help you, you're just gonna stall again and cause more delays. I'm trying to help you prevent that." "I know," said Gertrude, "but I want Kryssy to help me. And I want her to lead the train." Kryssy was surprised. Do you mean that, Gertrude?" "Yes, I do," smiled Gertrude. "I mean, I have no problem," said Kryssy, "if Roger here doesn't mind doing my work." Said Roger, "I don't mind, as long as the managers agreed." And they did. And together, Kryssy and Gertrude pulled the special train over Piscataway Hill. They arrived at Pine Junction. Taylor was there. She was covering Gertrude's weekend excursion trains over to Brownsville Central. Well, 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 said Taylor. I never thought I'd see the day. Gertrude and Kryssy working together. I realized that I was silly not to like Kryssy, said Gertrude. She's such a wonderful friend indeed, and she really gave me some good advice. Well, that's good, said Taylor. And you are right. Kryssy is a wonderful friend indeed. Kryssy smiled. Thank you, both of you. I'm very happy to say that Gertrude did take Kryssy's advice. She opened up more to the other engines, and they've all became good friends with her. Gertrude especially loves seeing Kryssy, and is very proud to call her her very first friend.